Welcome, my name is Elizabeth Macnab, and I'm one of the trainers for the Step Up to Elder Abuse, Take Steps to Recognize and Prevent Elder Self-Neglect. This video deals with self-neglect. This slide is a reminder to all of us that there are 7 types of elder abuse. OSCO developed this learning series to raise awareness about these 7 types of elder abuse. We'd like to thank the New Horizon for Seniors grant for funding this learning series. In this video, we focus on elder self-neglect. You will learn how to recognize the signs of elder self-neglect, what the indications of self-neglect are, the warning signs of self-neglect, prevention and help for elders living with self-neglect, and there's a case study. If you believe you are being abused and are in immediate danger or risk of harm, please call 911. A provincial charity, the Ontario Society of Senior Citizens, has been around for more than 30 years. We bring together individual seniors and organizations to enhance the quality of life of aging Ontarians through knowledge. We've developed a variety of active learning programs for people who are 55 plus. These are available in select locations in the province. So what is elder self-neglect? It is not uncommon for health professionals to encounter self-neglect. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services defines elder self-neglect as behavior of an elderly person that threatens his or her own health or safety and generally manifests itself by failure to provide him or herself with adequate food, water, clothing, shelter, personal hygiene, medications, and safety precautions. So, what can elder self-neglect look like? Self-neglect is a form of elder abuse. Sometimes it happens when an older adult is no longer able to perform essential self-care. They may lack basic personal hygiene skills, appear dehydrated, or live in increasingly unsanitary or dirty conditions. They may also be malnourished or underweight. They may be unable to pay bills or properly manage their medications. Self-neglect may be caused by physical or mental impairment, or diminished capacity, or all of the aforementioned. Self-neglect may also be a sign of depression, complex grief, various stages of dementia, or indicate a medical problem such as a urinary tract infection or acquiring a disability. In other cases, the older person simply refuses to get help, even when they know that the negative impact of not doing anything is harmful to them. The older person may be in denial about changing life circumstances. They might feel ashamed about needing help or worried about asking for help, meaning they would lose their independence. They also may be socially isolated or physically living alone. So what are the warning signs for people living with self-neglect? There may be unusual weight loss, malnutrition, dehydration. There could be increased alcohol or substance abuse. There could be unsanitary living conditions, dirt, bugs, soiled bedding, and clothes. The person is being left dirty. They have not washed or cleaned themselves for extended periods of time. They're not wearing appropriate clothing for the weather. Their mental health issues increase. They refuse service. Who's at risk of elder self-neglect? Self-neglect is more a life circumstances change issue. Older people living alone, who are defined as elder orphans or who have poor social networks and may be socially or physically isolated, are at greater risk. Self-neglect is also associated with a significant increase in premature death. How can an older person reduce the risk of self-neglect? The most important activity is to maintain social networks and social connections. How can an older person reduce the risk of self-neglect? The most important activity is to maintain social networks and social connections. Older people who have limited or non-existent social networks are more prone to falling into a dangerous pattern of self-neglect. Fuel your curiosity. Become a continuous learner so that you have the skills to adapt to changing life circumstances, such as becoming physically handicapped or developing cognitive impairment. Remember that we are all interdependent. Accepting help with personal care, housekeeping, medical care, and financial management does not mean a loss of independence. And don't dismiss suggested interventions by healthcare professionals, social service agencies, friends, and family without considering. Maintain your autonomy and rights, while refusing help may also mean that people might stop offering to intervene in the future. How would we talk to somebody with self-neglect? Self-neglect is the only type of elder abuse that will not occur in a retirement or long-term care home setting. If you see someone exhibiting the signs of self-neglect, they're more likely to talk to you if they feel you're being supportive. Always try to understand the concerns of the individual with self-neglect. Through gentle conversation, you might learn when things started to change for them, or the reasons their coping skills no longer function well. If you know the person, offer them help with what they may need. For example, it may be difficult for the older person to get groceries. Offer to take them out shopping or order Meals on Wheels. The best practice approach is not to force services or an offer on an individual with self-neglect. They have the right to decline help. You can also contact 211 for information on reporting self-neglect in community. However, if you believe the elder is in immediate danger or risk of harm, call 911 to report the self-neglect. Let's review the case study of Brian. Brian is a 71-year-old man. He lives alone in his home in northern rural Ontario. All of his family lives far away in southern Ontario, and Brian is quirky. His house looks like it's falling apart. There's a hole in the roof. He comes and goes at odd hours. Sometimes he hasn't showered in weeks. The neighbors raised the alarm when they didn't see Brian for 3 days. They contacted the local police. Brian was found in a collapsed state in his home and transferred to hospital by ambulance. A medical diagnosis of carbon monoxide poisoning was made. Brian was discharged home from hospital, but it seems that things are worse now for him. He no longer answers the phone. There's garbage piling up in his yard. Brian understands the consequences of his self-neglect, but he tells people he just wants to be left alone now that his dog has died. So let's do a quick check. What are the signs of this abuse? Who is the victim? Who is the abuser? And in this case, what's the example of elder abuse? Let's turn over the slide. Well, here are some of the signs you may have identified. Brian is dirty. His house needs repair. He had a carbon monoxide issue, which means he wasn't taking care of himself, and there's personal hygiene issues. Who's the victim? Brian is both the victim and the abuser. They're the same person. Is this a case of elder neglect? Yes. It is elder neglect under the description of self-neglect. Brian is capable of making a decision. He has capacity to do so for both health and financial management. He understands the risks and issues associated with his lack of self-care, but he tells everybody, I want to be left alone. In this video, you learned about self-neglect, how to recognize elder self-neglect, what it is, what it might look like. We also learned who could be at risk of elder self-neglect and how to prevent elder self-neglect from happening. We also identified how to talk to an elder who is exhibiting signs of self-neglect. Please visit OSCO's website at www.ossco.org under the Step Up to Elder Abuse, Resources and Information on Elder Abuse to pull down a list of agencies for information and assistance with referral and support. If you do not have access to a computer, you can also call OSCO at 416-785-8570 and ask for the list of agencies to be mailed to you. We'd like to thank you. Thank you to New Horizons for Seniors for funding these elder abuse awareness videos. We hope that this video on elder self-neglect has been helpful to you. Please visit OSCO's YouTube channel to learn more about the other types of elder abuse in our 7-video series. You can also visit www.ossco.org for more information on elder abuse awareness and prevention, including our Ask an Expert section. You can contact OSCO by phone at 416-785-8570 for more information on this and other elder abuse awareness and learning programs.